Hey guys, it's Cameron Cook here at CSI Mortgage Design. I'm wearing a hat today. I've actually, honestly, never worn a hat in the office ever before. But I got my hair cut yesterday, and the gal kind of messed it up. She cut it super short, and I don't like it, so I'm wearing a hat. Hopefully, no one says anything, but so far they haven't. Anyhow, okay, you guys were sent a bunch of documents just today from easedocs. That's the one you want to open. The other one I'm going to cancel. I sent you one a couple days ago. I'm going to cancel that loan. The rates got better, so let's do this one instead. Okay, you're financing 660. You're buying the house for 999, 950. By the way, 98% of those documents don't mean anything. The one that matters is this one, which is why I'm bringing this up. So this lender is going to be United Wholesale Mortgage, and honestly, this is probably the best lender in the United States. They're awesome. They're just a cut above everyone else, so they're fantastic. Rates just under 7%. Your payments are around 52 and a half. It's a little bit of a guess though, because honestly, we don't know how much your insurance and taxes are going to be. We just don't. I know that you're working on insurance. When we know that number, that'll get updated in here. Your taxes, I'm guessing about 7,500 bucks a year, but we won't even know for sure, or you won't even know until it gets assessed by the county. That won't happen until next year. So what'll happen is that next year when your place gets assessed, they'll revise your taxes, they'll notify the lender, and the lender's going to update your payments accordingly. If your taxes are higher than what I'm guessing, they'll adjust your payments a little bit up. If your taxes are lower than what I'm guessing, they'll reduce your payments. So just know that these payments of 5250 is not going to be definitive, just because it's a new build and it hasn't been assessed yet. Therefore, we just have no way to know. We just use the very best guess that we can. Um, Cash to close, you'll need around 344. This includes the car payoff. Okay, and we'll get to that later. Second page of this document is a detail of all your closing costs. Your closing costs are about 12 grand. Um, it's kind of a loose term here because again, there's just some things we just simply don't know, but you can expect probably 12,000 ish or so is pretty practical. Um, UWM charges just over $1,000 to underwrite older loans. So basically, the way this document works is Section A is for the lender. They charge. This is really good. They only charge $1,000. Most companies charge double that or more, so that's really good. B is all third parties. So you have the cost of your appraisal. Yes, you do have to get it reappraised. The one Richmond did, I looked, does not have an appraisal management company. If it had an appraisal management company, I can use it, but they don't. That's Richmond for you. What I would do is contact Richmond and get a refund because they shouldn't be charging you for it. Cost of your credit report, MERS registration fee, that's a fee that goes to the government, long story short. Flood certification verifies your property is not in a flood zone. And a tax service fee is for a third party who works in conjunction with lenders. And they as your property taxes change, they work with the counties and then they notify the lenders of the changes so the lenders can update your tax escrows. C is for the title company. Realistically, your title cost will be about $1,600 for this. That's very normal for Guardian title, so that's very common. E is for the government, GOVT. You got to pay the county to record the deed of trust, and you got to pay the state of Colorado sales tax that equals 0.001% of your purchase price. So technically speaking, this is going to be $99.95, but this system rounds up to the dollar. Prepaids, this is insurance. This will cover you from July 31st of this year to July 31st of next year. I'm guessing your insurance at $3,000 a year. I know I've been talking to Ernie about it. The quote that you got, I think, is high. I honestly believe you're going to find a better quote. It's a new build. New builds have cheap insurance, so I would be very surprised if it were more than $3,000 a year. Could be. I just don't think it will be. Regardless, whatever the premium is gets plugged in here when you close. So if your premium is less than $3,000, then your closing costs are less. If your insurance is more than $3,000, your closing costs go up by the difference. G is an escrow deposit. We're going to start your escrow account off with about $3,800 in it. And every single month you make a payment, which starts in July, August, September. September 1st, the lender will pull out about $872 of your payments and they will add it to that escrow account. So by the time we get to next year, when your insurance and taxes are due, there's enough money in there that they will pay those for you. When rates drop, we're going to be refinancing this loan. You're not going to have this for forever. When they drop, we're going to redo it. And at that time, whatever money is in that escrow account will get refunded back to you. So you don't ever lose the money. It's always yours. H is other. This is kind of a big thing that we don't know. This transaction coordinator fee is for Richmond. They charge a processing fee of $250, which is kind of a BS fee, but they charge it. Survey, you'll probably have to pay for a survey. Those cost around $300. And then you have HOA dues. These are every HOA does business differently. You're probably going to have to pay the HOA dues for August or July 31st through August through September. Most likely they'll have you pay all the way through the end of the third quarter. If that's the case, you'll owe about $170. Then you'll likely start paying the HOA dues starting in the fourth quarter. But every HOA does business differently, and the title company will have all this information for you at closing. But my best guess is they're going to charge at the end of the third quarter. Most HOAs around here charge what's called a transfer fee, which is just kind of a BS fee that transfers the documents or the paperwork from one owner to the next. It is what it is. HOA capital contribution. Most HOAs and new developments charge what's called capital contribution. What that means is that there's a separate account that an HOA hang on to. Everyone that buys in the community will deposit money into that account, and they use it for things that, you name it, we see it. The goal is to try to not increase people's HOA dues or put special assessments on unit owners. So they come up with this idea, this capital contribution account that they use if they need it. Usually, when you sell the property, you get that money back. Not every HOA does it that way, but most of them do. So it's kind of a deposit, if you will. So total closing costs are around $12,000. Your down payments we know is we'll call it $340. You get a credit for your earnest money, and then you got to bring the balance of your car pay or the payoff to your car to close. You'll need about $344 to close this deal. Please e-sign all this stuff. We need to get your appraisal ordered ASAP. We only got 2 weeks to close. So we got to get going on this. And then we'll order it right away. I'm going to get with you guys for the follow-up documents that we need. We'll get all those turned in right away. Get this loan fully approved, knowing that we can't finish it until your IRA is set up, which we already knew. And we'll get it done. So have any questions, let me know. Take care.